one of the biggest conversation going into this World Cup is the last dance of the GOATs, Messi, Ronaldo. Do you have any expectations?
I don't really expect much from these two players.
Who is your favorite to win this year's competition?
For me, I'll go for Germany.
Who do you think is going to cause the biggest upset?
If I would look at underdogs, I think I would look at Turkey.
4 teams to make it to the semi-finals.
Okay, so I wouldn't leave out my Germany, Spain, then France. Obviously, you can't take out France. Yes. And my last for a semi-final would be difficult.
Welcome viewers to Sports ABC. The biggest football festival, the World Cup, is happening days from today, and everybody is excited. Here on Sports ABC, we bring you insightful discussions about football and sports in general. Today, joined with me in Studio ABC is Doyet. Welcome, Doyet.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. And it's very nice to be on this, Audible platform.
Right.
And it is very exciting for all of us here at this studio. And the energy levels are high and really looking forward to this.
Right. Let me ask you, how is the excitement level? The World Cup is happening 4 days from today.
Very interesting. And the excitement levels are very high as well. Yeah. I'm in high spirits, high mood, looking forward to this World Cup and enjoying it. It's summer, very, good sun out there.
Yeah.
It's rather unfortunate for those who will be playing inside the sun because they'll be having high, heat on their body. But for us, it's summer.
We're excited. The biggest sport competition.
Yes, very much excited for all of us here.
Right. I think one of the biggest conversation going into this World Cup is the last dance of the GOATs, Messi, Ronaldo. Let's begin from there. Do you have any expectations going into this World Cup? They are probably going to, be playing their final World Cup games. What do you have to say on this?
Yeah, I think we need to give hats up for these two important players in our generation. They have contributed to so much excitement over the years, both at the club level and at the national level.
Yeah.
So very much excited to see these two players play again, but probably this time around, not what we know them for, but their leadership around their team, how they will speak to their respective captains for their their team. So how they are going to organize their their team, their fellow team members to play for the national team is going to be very important. For me, I don't really expect much from these two players because they've already lived their billing.
Yeah.
The bigger expectation in the Ronaldo and Messi banter would be on Ronaldo now, because he has to win a World Cup
to make up for what he hasn't done for Portugal yet.
Exactly,
yes.
He has to win, a World Cup for them. Yeah. If you look at the two of them, they've done well at the international level. Yeah. I think Messi has 2 Copa Americas. Ronaldo also has 2, Nations Leagues. Yeah. But the bigger picture is the World Cup, and Messi has it, and Ronaldo. At this point, he hasn't got
so
one.
So we all kind of agree that bigger pressure on Ronaldo to deliver at this year World Cup.
Yes, at this point, and at the level of the Messi and Ronaldo banter, everybody is expecting Ronaldo to win, so that the argument at least become level. Since the two of you are going on retirement at the national level, if he's unable to win, then Messi wins again. Then
that's a whole different story. I agree.
Then probably the good conversation is ended.
It's probably going to be over if Messi wins it this time around. But still on that, which team do you think has got a better squad, Argentina or Portugal?
Okay, for me, I would say they both two teams have what it takes, or have the players, or the quality players for this tournament.
Yeah.
Selecting 26, men to represent the national team is not, it need to be supported by data and everything. Yeah. So respect to every player in the respective teams. But for me, I would say Argentina at this level has what it takes, has the winning mentality at the biggest, international stage, to go for it as compared to Portugal. This Portuguese team, they have, young talents, João Neves, very good in the midfield. Vitinha, Mendes. You have these young players playing, so well. But if you compare that to the Argentina national team, you can't, beat the experience they've garnered in the previous World Cup.
Right.
Winning it for the very first time. I think their energy levels would be high.
Yeah.
To make sure they maintain it. And also looking at the crop of players they have, their goalkeeper, Martinez, one of the best in the world. Winning the best goalkeeper in the previous tournaments, one of the best in the world.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, so no doubt about, that, and also what the team, can contribute to winning of the tournaments.
Yeah.
So
let's look at this. Which side do you think have got a better, group? Argentina has got Austria, Algeria, and also Jordan in their teams. And Portugal, on the other hand, is going to be playing against Colombia, Kazakhstan, and I believe DR Congo.
Yeah.
So who do you think has got a relatively easier, group to deal with?
Okay, so for me, if you look at this, this two national teams and the groups, they've been ported into, you can see they fairly have easy teams to go by, even as compared to Ghana. Because Ghana, we have England, we have Panama, and we have Croatia.
Yeah.
So
very tough.
Very tough.
Yeah.
Even the Panama, we are saying we can even score Panama. It's in doubt.
Right.
But if you look at this, these two giants and in the team they've been, grouped into, you realize it's for Argentina, it will be, I won't take them to have less than 7 points from the 3 games they will play.
Yeah.
They can even get all the 9 points. Yeah. Yes, that is what, I believe. For Portugal, the only difficult team that might be a problem is Colombia. Yeah. Based on how they play and the kind of players they
Colombia
have.
is a tough side.
A very tough team, for Portugal. So probably they can also get 6 points at the least to qualify for the group stage, level. So they both have, a fairly team that they can easily qualify into the next.
Still on the Ronaldo Messi conversation, who do you expect to make history? For context, Messi is just 3 goals away from becoming a joint all-time competition top scorer. Ronaldo, on the other hand, has 8 goals to his name. I don't expect him to be able to score, that many goals to make history for himself. But yes, he still has that, opportunity to win this World Cup and make history for himself. So who do you think is going to ultimately make history for himself in this year's World Cup?
Okay, so I think for the history, we can look at it from these 2 perspectives.
Yes.
From the individual perspective and from the, the team or the group perspective.
Yeah.
From the individual perspective, like you mentioned, if Messi is able to score 3 goals, then he becomes the highest, goal scorer in the
a joint, not the all-time. Yeah.
All-time, okay.
But still, it's history.
Oh yeah, and if he scores 4, then probably he's the all-time.
Yeah.
But assuming he scores 3, then he's the joint.
Right.
And that is an individual accolade to himself. Yeah. But for Ronaldo to be able to score 9 goals,
it's highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely.
Wouldn't happen. At least years ago, that would have been possible. But Ronaldo, 41 years, I don't see that happening. No, I don't think.
Yeah.
But what do you think on Messi scoring 4 goals? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, Messi, it is possible. But I'm going back to your point of fitness level.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it from his age and how he has played and how influential he has been in the MLS. I don't think he has been the Messi we knew he was at Barcelona and even at Paris Saint-Germain. Yeah. So his age, age has caught up with him. There's nothing you can do about age, and it's also issue of fitness level. He's not training with the Argentina national team, hasn't played in the friendlies they've played, most recently. Yeah. So he's not even gelling well with his own teammates. Yeah. But as the captain of the national team and, having the chance to play about to play penalties.
At least 3 goals, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
He's currently the penalty taker. And if they somehow make it to the quarterfinals, at least getting 2 penalties and some, open play goal, I don't think that should be difficult for Messi, that we know. So, yes, I do agree with you that relatively, maybe it's easier for Messi to make history at this year's competition as compared to Ronaldo, whose only tangible opportunity that he has is to lift the trophy, which I personally do not see that happening. But yes, let's have a general look at this year's World Cup. I think there are many exciting players coming into this year's competition. Some of the teams are packed with raw talent. So let me ask you, who is your favorite to win this year's competition?
Okay, so for favorites, if you ask favorites, people pick favorite based on so many things.
Well, it should be objective.
Objective,
judging from so many things, who you think probably has the opportunity to win this year's competition?
Yeah, for me, when I look at the teams playing in this year's World Cup, especially the big teams, Brazil, Portugal, Argentina, France, Spain, Germany, Netherlands, all these teams have what it takes to win the competition. But for me, I'll go for Germany.
Germany.
Yes, that is.
Well, I think so many people wouldn't agree with you.
I know.
Of course, we are all entitled to our opinions. But why do you tip Germany to win this year's competition?
Yes, you look at the German national team.
Yeah,
they have the talent, even though their performances in previous competitions, international competitions hasn't been to the expectations of most people. Yeah. But for me, I think the coach they play under now, Nagelsmann, a very good coach. Yes. And the kind of players they have, Musiala, Wirtz, Kai Havertz. Yeah.
You name it,
a lot of individual talent in the team. All they need is probably going for the Thomas Muller spirit, Schweinsteiger spirits, like those people. If they're going for those spirits into the new generation of players, they are good. They'll become a good team or a tough team that every nation would come across.
Yeah. I must be honest with you. It will be a surprise to me to see Germany win the competition. I think many people have already got their eyes on the likes of Argentina, France, Spain. These are, the toughest team to play against. And many people expect one of these teams to win. And I wouldn't be surprised to see France in the final once again. Yeah. I don't know if they are going to win it, but I do expect them, looking at the kind of quality that they have. No disrespect to any team. Every team has got big players in their squad, but I think France, to me, is going to make the final. But let's also have a look at the underdogs. We remember what happened in the previous competition. Nobody expected Morocco to make the kind of impact that they had. So going into this competition, who do you think is going to cause the biggest upset?
So, a very interesting and very dicey question to look at. Looking at underdogs because it's a competition. Yeah. It's a football of it's a game of football. Yeah. It's played within 90 minutes and anything can happen. Let's not forget, in the last competition, Saudi Arabia, they upsetted, the current champions. So anything can happen in a 90-minute game where there's a referee, officiating the game. Anything can happen. But for me, if I would look at underdogs, I think I would look at Turkey. Turkey, yeah. Oh. Yeah. Turkey national team. Yeah. They are also a crop of...
Well, by the way, Turkey, bizim çocuklarımız. Yeah, those are our children. So,
okay.
Just saying, giving a shout out to my Turkish people. Yeah, respect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when you look at them, they also have quite a young team playing, progressing well in tournaments and competitions they've played. So they are a team that personally, they haven't really lived up to the expectation at the international level, but they are a team we can, put them on the table and, keep an eye on them because they can cause, an upset, in this tournament.
Yeah. Well, some 22 years ago, in the 2002 World Cup, they did cause upset. If I remember correctly, they played in the semi-finals, and that was a surprise. Until date, they haven't been able to have a similar impact, you know. So going into this game, I also expect Turkey to at least, because they've got relatively an easier group. They've got the likes of USA and the likes in their group. And I don't think that, it's going to be very tough for them to qualify from the group. And if they do qualify from the group, I think that's going to be a different source of motivation for them to even play even better, you know. And let's have a look at the African teams going into this year's competition. What is your take on the teams? What do you expect to see from, the African teams representing the African continent in this year's World Cup?
Yeah, so I think when we are looking at African teams at the at the international level, there is no way you can mention certain teams who are even currently playing and not talk about them. For instance, you can't talk about Ghana. You can't decide to leave Ghana out of the conversation. You can't decide to do that, because Morocco in the previous competition went to the semi-finals, nearly went into the finals. We too, we can pride ourselves. We went to the quarterfinals.
2010. Suarez.
Yes,
but God punish you, Suarez.
I agree with you, my brother. So it also shows what we are capable of doing. Even though our past competitions and appearance at the international level hasn't been what we know ourselves to be, but we still have the chance, to also prove to the world what we are capable of doing. I would also look at Senegal. Senegal is a very good team. Senegal won
the African Cup of Nations.
Very controversial.
But I mean, a lot of things around that, but we cannot take it from them that they did not win that. At least at the end of the 90th minute or to the extras, they did win on the field. And
So if when you look at the team and when you look at the crop of team, they've played together among themselves very well. Mendy in the goalpost, Koulibaly, Mane, even his at the club level not performing to the the standards, but at the national level you could see his energy levels are very high at the national level, and how he wants to play for his national team. So for me, Senegal, I'm really going to tip Senegal as a team as an African team that can cause
go the farthest. The farthest. I think Senegal has also got the squad. Undoubtedly, they are the best currently, African football team. So I also see them going far in this year's competition. But what do you think of Cape Verde? This is their first time ever qualifying to the competition. And looking at the kind of teams they had to play against to make it to the World Cup, you cannot definitely write them off. Yes, they may not. I mean, it wouldn't be a surprise for them not to perform. But at the same time, I think they have got their minds on something. They are probably looking forward to, at least move, into the 116th stage. At least that's what I see from, Cape Verde. I don't know if you think same or you have
different. I think for Cape Verde, their very first time, participating in this tournament. Yes, you have other, first timers as well. But for me personally, I don't see them as a team that is capable of causing any upsets or moving on to the 116th stage. But for me, it will be a great opportunity for the crop of players, the 26-man squad, that they are representing at the World Cup, to have the experience and probably go and come another time. But for this tournament, you have big guns who are going to, be firing at you, and I don't think you would have, because experience really matters. It really matters in every setting we find ourselves. And for me, I don't think, they have the squad and probably the experience that they will need to compete at that high stage.
But which teams are you looking forward to see them in the semis of this competition? Do you have any favorites? 4 teams to make it to the semifinals.
Okay, so I wouldn't leave out my Germany because
obviously.
I have the strong feeling that Germany can cause, and we shouldn't write Germany off.
Yeah.
Germany is a good team, just that in their previous competitions they haven't really lived up to the expectations. I go for Germany.
Yes.
Spain, then France. Obviously,
Yeah.
you can't take out France. Yes. And my last for a semi-final would be difficult because when I look at the teams, all of them have what it takes to be in a semi-final. Portugal, Brazil, Argentina.
Yeah.
But for me, I would go for Portugal.
Yeah,
I'll go for Portugal.
Yeah, I think either Portugal or Argentina can make it. But then this brings me to this very question. What is your take on Brazil making it to the semis? Because we've seen over the years that it's been very horrible. Brazil hasn't been the Brazil that we've known them. I remember my first time watching a live World Cup game back in 2006, Brazil against Ghana. Defeated Ghana by 3-0. I still remember every detail of that particular game.
Nice.
And I do not see the same kind of enthusiasm in the players, at least in the past tournaments. They got defeated by Germany 7-1, 2014, I believe.
Yeah.
And after that, Brazil hasn't been able to make a name for themselves on the big international stage. So going into this particular World Cup, I think Ancelotti currently has a good chemistry with the players that he's called.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think? Should we expect to see a different kind of game from the Brazilians this time around, or is it going to be the same story?
Yeah, a very interesting dynamics that you've brought up in relation to the Brazilian national team, and you mentioned Ancelotti. That is one thing that I just want to put a bet on it. That Ancelotti is going to live up to the billing, because I watched a few friendlies they played, hither to this World Cup when Ancelotti was in charge, and you look at the energy these players have. It was very surprising how Vinicius was running after ball, like pressing for
tracking back to
yes. It was really surprising to me. So then I looked at their manager and I saw, Ancelotti. And as you said, they have a very good chemistry with their coach. Hendricks recently scored a goal, and went to, hug his manager. It shows that he's beginning to have confidence in his manager, and the manager is beginning to have confidence in him. So when this two thing comes in place,
I think everyone else plays for the badge.
Exactly.
That is what we
are looking for. So yes, they don't. We are not really tipping them because of their past, performances. But the manager they have, Ancelotti, he's a tactical genius. Let's not forget what he has certainly done with Real Madrid, winning Champions Leagues with them and all that. And, the kind of players he has been able to develop over the years. I strongly believe this set of players, Brazil has. Definitely Ancelotti, is in the best capacity, to help them get to probably sail through the group stage, sail through the 1/16th, and probably also maybe at the quarterfinals.
I think it's a big, very big decision to make. Because this year's competition has got a lot of big names in each team. So it's very difficult to decide precisely. It's a multifaceted thing that we need to consider so many things, and see which team has got the biggest how do I call it? Opportunity to make it to the final. But before we wrap this up, I think there are a lot of big names, debuts, who are going to have their debut this year. The likes of Erling Haaland, Lamine Yamal, Ryan Cherky, Michael Olise, Due. Big names. What are your expectations? What do you expect to see from these players?
Yeah, for me, my biggest expectation is on Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
For me, what he has been known in the Euros is about his pure talent, what he can do with the football, how he can, take on players, how he can, move to the byline, cut in his passes, into the 18-yard box. The flair he will give you on the football is undoubted. He is going to prove that, at this stage as well. but I am concerned of how he's going to contribute in terms of goals and assists. Because now world football is not just about the talents. It's not just about the dribbling, or it's about how you are scoring goals, how you are assisting. Then I move to Michael Olise, because Michael Olise can give you this. He can assist, he can score, he can give you the flair on the football and all that. Then Due too is also an exciting talent, but I'm not really expecting much from him. Like I'm expecting from Michael Olise. And Erling Haaland's story is, for me, is I don't use the word, a bit sad, but I think for the talent is undoubted. He has it, and if he gets the kind of support around him, he will definitely flourish. Yeah. But I'm not writing off the national team of Norway. Yeah. But their current crop of players
would disappoint Erling Haaland.
Yes. Yeah. Then if I say this, then I use Poland as a case study. Yeah. Because if you look at the Polish national team, Lewandowski very good player, great player, yeah. But unfortunately,
he hasn't lived up to expectation on the international stage because of the lack of support that he needs.
Exactly. Yeah. So Haaland, if it was to get the ball, score, it's no big deal for him. But because
but of course this is World Cup, nobody is going to allow you to have a one-man show. So you definitely need the effort of every single player on the team to win games. And I do agree with you on that. Yeah. But before we wrap up, let me ask you this. Your best player prediction and who is going to win the Golden Boot?
Okay. So for me, I'll pick Kylian Mbappe. Yep. Yeah, as a player who is capable of, scoring goals, running at defenders, taking on defenders, and scoring goals. That was what, he was known for in the previous two campaigns. Yeah. And he still has what, he's known for. Yeah. And he's definitely going to live up to that expectation. So I tip him to score, not less than 8 goals in this.
8 goals, I think that's a lot of goals.
Yes,
8 goals is a lot of goals.
Yes, and it's possible. And if he's able to get to the finals, and
for that it's possible.
Yes, looking at the French national team and how they play, this crop of players, so they've gone to 2 finals.
Yes.
Consecutively.
Yes.
They've played among themselves. Yeah. They know themselves. Yeah. So, helping Experienced squad. Yeah. Thank you very much. Experienced squad. So that is also a plus to, the team and how it's going to support Kylian Mbappe in this course.
Your best player prediction?
Lamine Yamal. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people are going to agree with you on this particular one. I do not agree with you. Yes, he is an exciting player. He has got the talent. But looking at his fitness level currently, I don't think he has what it takes to be crowned as the best player of the tournament. Yeah. I would rather be looking at one of these French players. Yeah. It's hard to pick one, obviously, for me. But I don't think Lamine Yamal will be able, because he hasn't been able to partake in any of the pre-tournament games that they've played so far. It's been rumored that he's going to miss the first game of the tournament. And also looking at the kind of environment, because right now he's like the star of the team. He's very young, yes, but he acts mature. He's been able to do this. We've seen it in the Euros, but I don't think he will be able to handle the pressure of the World Cup. Yes, his first time, he will be trying to make history for himself, but I don't think that will happen for him, Yes, so those are my prediction for the World Cup.
But before we wrap up, I think we are forgetting about the English national team.
Yeah.
And for me, it would be unfair if this conversation wouldn't capture the English national team. Very much unfair.
What are your thoughts on the English national team?
For me, they have a good coach. Yeah. They have Tuchel. Yeah. And for him, he is interested in structure. Yeah. And for me, for every football club for every football club or national team to succeed, you need a structure. And that is what the German national coach or the German coaches would give you. Yeah. They'll give you a structure to play in. And I think for Tuchel in charge, let's not, overlook, England. Probably can also get into the quarterfinals or the semifinals.
Well, sorry, my English friends, but I don't think that is happening this year. In my opinion, I don't see the current English national team going past the quarterfinals. Yes, maybe the best they can do is the quarterfinals. To me, that is what I think. And viewers, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Doyet, for joining me on Studio ABC today. It's been a pleasure. Yes, we will be bringing you more of these insightful discussions on Studio ABC. And if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that anytime we upload new video, you will be notified. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you in the next one.